I guess I'm the only one doing that today.
It's Survivor.
It's stuffy in my apartment, so whatever.
I must say it's Survivor. I never do for Survivor.
I do it for all of them. Why not? Hey, I'm going with the color scheme today.
Oh,
how about that?
Word.
So, hello, and hi. Welcome to the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I didn't bother to grab anything else to drink other than water today, so that's what we're drinking. That's all.
And hey, y'all, it's me, as Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Purr. And if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up. I, too, am just drinking water that might have been sitting here for a couple days, but I'm still drinking on it, and it's my water, and it's here. But, yep, and I'm drinking it. But if I was drinking anything else, I would be drinking it out of my cup mug. Yeah, pan full of cup mug.
It's not the Screamo version this time, don't worry.
And you can get your own cup mug at lanagscreations.etsy.com or any of our cup merch. It don't have to be the mug, it could be anything. And we do ship internationally and domestically here in the U.S., so there are no excuses. And U.S. Survivor fans, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at all of you. Get your cup merch. Thanks.
Well, I'm David Healy, the Survivor superfan, and I don't really have much to say. I'm excited to get into this cast, and I'm drinking some water.
Period.
I'm very excited as well because we're talking about the cast for Survivor 46. Ooh. And, you know, based on reading the bios that we got, I'm very happy that we waited a little bit to do this because then we got the cast videos as well. I feel like the videos provided me so much more information about who these people are. And I feel a lot more confident talking about them and drafting them, which will be happening at the end of this episode. So stay tuned for that. I will go ahead and say, I guess the theme for casting this season was my childhood was hard. I'm not even exaggerating. I think like 10 different people were like, my childhood was really rough. And then subplot to that line, my parents were addicts. A very common storyline throughout a lot of people's videos.
Or my partner wanted me to apply.
or my partner wanted me to apply. What else was there? Oh, my kids wanted me to apply. That was another big one. But I'm excited. This cast seems fun. And, you know, we never know what to expect with a Survivor cast. I remember when Lana and I did the cast for Survivor 45 and we were like, this will be a good season. And then it turned out to be a really great season. So I'm excited. I'm glad that it's not just me and Lana this time and that we brought David in.
Well, I was here for the Survivor 45 cast assessment too. We had a big group of 6 of us.
Well, you were here for the draft.
Oh, you're right.
That
was the big old draft we did.
Oh, yeah, you're so right. I was like, that was quick. This will be quick.
No,
maybe not.
No, this is the in-depth cast assessment.
Fair.
So, we're going to talk about bios and videos and initial thoughts and judge their cast photos and all of that stuff. Before we do, though, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we're going to be here all season giving you all things Survivor 46. And we're here all the time giving you almost all things reality TV as well. We're currently covering Australian Survivor, Titans versus Rebels as well. So make sure to go check out our coverage of that. We've got Big Brother Canada coming down the pipeline here soon. We're covering Traders US. We got a lot going on over here at the Cup TV. Amazing Race is coming soon. Oh, I'm so excited for Amazing Race for one specific reason and one specific reason only.
It's because finally a podcast that David will not be on.
He said it, not us. So, no, we might know someone on the cast. Oop. And we've got 2 other channels as well with Almost All Things Drag and Almost All Things Eurovision Song Contest. So make sure to check those out as well. Our memberships are now live as well. So you can go hit the join button over on our main channel or check out the Patreon. Same content, different platform. Make sure to go check those links out in the description below. So with all that being said, we're going to go our beautiful little column over on the side. Let's talk about this cute logo that I'm really loving for this season. I love the lizards. I love the colors.
I love so much about this.
Are they salamanders?
I think so. That looks like amphibious to me.
Yeah. So what is it that you love so much about this logo, Logan?
I think it's the color scheme. I'm going to be honest. This like deep blue with the red accents with this like gray and the light blue. I'm liking the way all the colors look together. I like that we've got like the ocean in the background. I don't know who this big burly person is in the front walking.
That one's me.
And that one's me.
Lana's in the back.
Yeah, I'm in the back.
Yeah, Logan's in the middle.
I think it would be the other way around.
I think it would be the other way around, David Healy.
Oh, I'm in the middle?
I think you're both in the middle.
But I'm big.
You know what I look like in person.
I'm big.
David.
Why you laugh?
No, because David is very tall. I will say that David is tall for sure. I was very surprised how tall you were when I met you. I was like, oh, you're actually really tall. But I still think, even though I have not met Logan yet personally, but coming soon, I still think that first one, if we
I can guarantee without a shadow of a doubt, that first one's me.
Probably Logan.
That first one's me, honey.
I wish I was that small in the back, but you know.
You're so petite, Lana. What are you talking about?
So tiny and delicate. No, absolutely not.
David's going to be so mad that he's not the person in the front.
David, I'm the burly one. What do you mean?
No.
I'm so muscular.
Look at all these bro.
Let's effing go.
We're stupid.
David, please never do that again. Never again, David. Please.
Oh man. I you know what I do like about this promo? I do like how they have the colors in the water with the moonlight shining off of it. So it's like the light blue into the other blue into the white, and it just matches perfectly with how the letters and the outline. It's a cute logo. Is it my favorite? I'm not gonna say that, but it's definitely cute.
I like the red little sperms at the bottom.
Not the sperms. I was thinking it too, but I was like, not gonna say it. Look, you said it. They do look like little sperms, though.
They do.
A little bit.
Little sperms.
Little red sperm coming from each salamander. Each salamander got out some sperm and gave it to them. It was like,
one released it, the other one's chasing them.
Chasing it. Come here, sperm. Absolutely. People will stop watching.
Can y'all tell that the three of us haven't podcasted together in a moment? Because we're wild tonight.
No, look, that was the moment people turned us off. I'm so sorry.
I'm concerned why it's red sperm. I'm very concerned by that.
It's a red salamander.
Yeah.
White spots. So sure.
Anyway, let's lovely little cast photo.
Ooh.
Look how happy they all look right now.
Right now.
And clean.
And healthy looking.
Very golden hour, too.
Right. Look at this.
It's very golden hour.
All their skins are glowing and they look so clean cut and freshly put together. We just love to see it for them. Let's get into it.
Yes. So we are going in alphabetical order, which means that we're going to start with Ben. Ben is 31, from Miami, Florida. He is a musician. I'm going to run through a couple of things off of his bio from like the official Survivor bios, and then I have a couple things to say about his video specifically. Not a whole lot about his video, if I'm being honest with you, but amongst his favorite hobbies, they would be playing guitar, doodling, and, quote, chilling hard at the beach. Those are the words that he said.
Not shredding?
Apparently not. Just playing guitar, not shredding. But I don't know. 3 adjectives to describe himself are motivated, energized, and passionate. He said his friends would describe him as an emotional and passionate person who's living for a good time and a real life. People would never assume that he's a laid-back rocker / surfer dude. Or people assume that he is that, but we wouldn't know that he's more emotionally intelligent than people give him credit for. And amongst the past survivors, he said he would play like, he said Nick Wilson or Cody Assenmacher.
Awesome.
So basically, he is a man who is not afraid to cry. Because people who say they're emotionally intelligent, men who usually say they're emotionally intelligent, usually mean they will cry and let themselves feel vulnerable in front of women or anybody because they're emotionally intelligent to understand that real people have emotions and you can let it out and it's okay. And I like that about you, Ben. Good on you. I'm not being sarcastic in the least bit either. I'm being very sincere. Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Well, I have thoughts on Ben.
Go ahead.
Please.
So he does like to say the word shredded, but not like in a muscular way. It's like, oh, I'm shredding, like a musical thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I actually think he's pretty interesting. I think if he doesn't annoy people with like playing up his whole like obsession with music, which is great, people can connect over that. But for him, it almost seems like a gimmick. If he can not annoy people with that, I actually think Ben can do very well because I do think he has a lot of charisma. He is a big personality and he has a great voice. Like I listened to podcasts with all of them and he by far had the best podcasting voice to me. I really just liked listening to him talk. He seems interesting, kind of like a big kid. And hey, the last winner was from Miami.
True.
Something tells me he's not going to replicate the kind of game that D did. I'll go ahead and say that.
Even if he did, he would get way more recognition than she did. His game would be way better and smarter, and his game was the best top tier game. And they played the exact same game, but she was vindictive and malicious and cunning and cutthroat and didn't a bottom tier winner, but he'll play that same game and he'll be the mastermind, the puppeteer, the king of all kings, the greatest player in Survivor history.
Lana, I missed your sarcasm so much.
Wait, so this was sarcasm, but before it was not?
The first was very sincere. Okay. I actually mean he's emotionally intelligent. Yeah. He probably cries in front of people because that's what men who are emotionally intelligent thinks that's what it is they can cry and be vulnerable. And it's like, because I'm emotionally intelligent. Like, just because you can cry does not make you emotionally intelligent. Jesus. That just means you have feelings and you're a human being. But that last part, though, absolutely sarcastic because y'all people, I'm talking about y'all, but I'm talking about those watching our Survivor fan out there love to be like, oh, how dare she play a game like that where she actually won and she was actually doing what she needed to do to win, which is what you're supposed to come on Survivor to do. But when Dee does it, because she's a woman, she's vindictive and malicious and she's horrible. How could she dare do that to Austin? How dare she? What is wrong with you? You're a bad, bad woman. But when her male counterparts play the exact same game, not you being, because we don't know what you play like, but when the male counterparts before her have played the exact same game that she played, they're the king. They're amazing. They're top tier winners. Survivor legends, killer, and she's a bitch. So I wonder why. Just y'all know who y'all are. Y'all know who y'all are, who I'm talking about. And if you ain't you, then my words don't affect you. But if you bark, whoop, hello, dog.
I didn't realize that commenting on him being from Miami would elicit such a response from Lana. But also in that same conversation, if I were to say that Diva Adaris is a top 10 Survivor winner of all time, then what about it? For me,
I say top tier. She's definitely top tier winner.
I'd say top tier for sure.
For sure, for me.
She's probably up there for me.
She's up there.
Anyway, what I have to say about Ben and not D is he talked about having a lisp and a stutter as a kid, and that his mom put him into piano lessons, which got his like love of music rolling. He's also a guitar teacher, and he talks about with his students seeing where your gut serves you, and he's like, this is like the perfect opportunity for me to do that. So he seemed, I'm interested to see what Ben is going to do on this season.
Same.
School of Rock on Survivor.
Period.
He's really School of Rock. Yeah.
I think he even picked Jack Black as like a celebrity that he would want to come visit him in Mike Bloom's interview. I could be wrong on that.
Shout out Mike Bloom.
I love Mike Bloom.
Yeah.
Mike Bloom, take me to Fiji with you next time you go. I'll hold the microphone. I'm really good at it.
Because we need more white men doing coverage of Survivor.
Well, I will just hold the microphone. I won't be doing coverage.
I'll go and do.
I'll go.
Oh, yeah, we need another white man doing coverage.
How dare you misgender me?
You say he, they, so you could be both.
Okay, anyway.
Until you turn into they, them, I won't. It's not misgendering.
Okay. We're going to move on to Bhanu.
Ooh,
41, originally from India, currently living in Acton, Massachusetts. He is an IT quality analyst. He says three of his favorite hobbies are dancing, swimming, and yoga. 3 adjectives to describe him would be energetic, disciplined, and passionate. He says that his friends would describe him as adaptable and independent, emotional in how he expresses himself because of his ability to listen. Something we wouldn't know from looking at him is he says I'm very good at making first time impressions. Combined with my expressive social media presence, people often mistake me for an extrovert, but he's an introvert at heart. And the past Survivor he would play most like is John Cochran, which I think is a great choice because I love Cochran. Also, in his video, he said his husband was the one that pushed him to apply. And I'm like, yes, gays! Gays! As someone with a homosexual roommate from India, I was like, here we go.
Y'all know each other. Do y'all? Maybe. That's what I would have been like.
I don't think so.
I don't think he did. Because then I'd be like, Lucas Contreras would be like, there's 1 billion people in India. You think I know everybody? Like, stop it.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm sorry. In my spiral down, just being rude. I don't know. Have we seen this shirt on a Survivor promo before? I feel like
it looks very familiar.
It's either a Survivor promo or a Big Brother promo. I've seen this shirt on somebody's promo, and I'm like,
I feel like I've seen the shorts on somebody before too.
Maybe, but I know.
Bhanu, where did you get your fashion? We want to know. Let us know.
But you're handsome, Bhanu, by the way.
Very.
I was like, IT. Okay, so when I looked at the bio that was I looked really quickly, and I don't know why I thought his current residence was India. I was like, oh, he still lives in India? We doing that? But no, he's Massachusetts. No. Okay. I thought it was really cool. I was like, oh, we going international. We pulling people from India into the U.S. Survivor. I love that. But okay. No, we're not. They're not that deep.
Well, kinda.
I mean, kinda. Well, we're going to Canada. We're pulling people from Canada.
We gotta wait to the end of this video to talk about the Canadian.
Oh, a minute too. Period. Per. I don't like. I didn't get to watch the videos, so I don't really have all the insight. But his picture is his picture is giving. He's like, okay. His stance is very confident, and he's like, you know what? I'm here to play Survivor. The sun must have been out because he's squinting like it's very bright here, very bright. But I don't know. It's something about him. He's 41, so I love, people closer to my age out here doing this whole Survivor thing because I would never do it. I would love to see some Indian representation at the end in the final 3. I'm here for it. And he's the gay? Sure.
One of.
Sure. What? Oh, we have more. Oh yes, we do. We talked about it. One of the. Oh yeah. So I wouldn't mind seeing a Bhanu at the end. I want to see what he does because a lot of times, sometimes people get lost in translation and different cultures and different attitudes about things. Sometimes it goes. We saw it in UK Survivor with what's the guy with the long hair? Oh gosh, what's his name? I hate it.
You think I think about that season ever?
Oh, you know who I'm talking about, though.
I know exactly.
The social was not very social with everybody.
Social.
And he was kind of just like, people were trying to get him out.
Like it's a word.
It starts with an S, I think.
But it's like a word.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Continue.
But yeah, that's who I will hope he doesn't have that same thing where they can't, like, if cultural differences or they don't think he's social or I don't know. Shy.
I knew it was a word.
Not spelled with a Y.
No, but S-H-A-I, but yeah, shy. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Bhanu has to offer.
Yeah, I think he's very likable. I think it's funny, like in the podcast I listened to, he was very cagey about his age. I don't think he wanted people to know that he's 41, so I'm sure he's going to lie to his fellow tribe mates about his age. But I don't think he really needs to. I think he's got a lot of charm, so it should be interesting to see how he does.
I mean, let's be real. The women and the gays, we all lie about our age. That's what we do. We don't want people to know that we're actually as old as we say we are. It's just like, baby, we know it's a lifespan for us when people start thinking of us as no longer attractive. So I'm 30. Mm-hmm. I'm 29. and my gay allies, they do the same thing. They be like, baby, no, I am 22. You be like 27, 29? No, 22.
I think he told Mike he was 30 something, but he wouldn't say exactly what he was. And it's like, Mike had the sheet. He knew you were not.
Yeah, literally.
I love that.
I will say in his video as well, he talked about how his first Survivor season was Cayman and how he really related to Spencer. Okay. When he said Cochran in the bio and then Spencer in the video, I was like, that tracks. Like, I see that kind of, the comparison and like that kind of player relating to. He also said he grew up like they live on Survivor for 18 years. So like the physical aspect of Survivor is not going to be difficult for him at all. So yeah, okay. I think he's going to be fun.
Interesting.
Let's move next to Charlie the Swiftie Davis.
Please tell me that's how he introduces himself.
I think so. That's how it was listed several different places. So I don't know if that's 100%, but Charlie the Swiftie is 26, originally from Manchester by the Sea, Massachusetts, currently in Boston as a law student. 3 of his favorite hobbies include running, serious competitive running. Let me make that clear because that was what he said. Debating and board games. 3 adjectives to describe him would be loyal, funny and fun-loving, which apparently are now 1 adjective, and competitive. His friends would describe him as funny, goofy, intelligent, charismatic, charming, strategic, competitive, weird, definitely a nerd, has his moments, though. And that is verbatim what this says. Something we would never know from looking at him is how hard he fights for the people he loves. And the past survivors he would most play like are Spencer and Christian Hubicki.
Mm-hmm. He got to go. He a law student. Law students got to go. All the lawyers got to go. I'm sorry. Lawyers, law students, attorney, any of y'all, I'm kicking y'all off the island. I'm kicking you off the island first.
So you're kicking Couture off the island?
After last season, all of the lawyers, that's what I'm saying, from last season,
I know.
all lawyers have to go down. So
good thing they didn't watch.
Good thing they didn't watch this, but for future seasons, all attorneys and lawyers got to go because y'all are too good at arguing and doing. But no, I'm just kidding. I don't know nothing about him, but the fact that he's a competitive runner, I did see a little something about him. He was like, hopefully my competitive running skills will come into play here on Survivor. And I'm like, it should work for a little bit. I mean, he's a long distance runner, so that's good.
He was a walk-on the Harvard cross country team.
Yeah, so I don't know. You know what he will be good for? That first challenge that they like.
Sweat versus Savvy.
Where they have to keep going and just keep going. Yeah. Like, he's good at that. I don't know how good he is at like them sprint short distance running kind of things, but I don't know. He got strong legs that'll work in his favor for sure. And the fact that he's like, look, I am a Swiftie. No bones about it. No shame in my game. Word. But his hometown is Manchester by the Sea.
Which is a city.
It's a city called Manchester by the Sea.
Correct.
There's a movie called Manchester by the Sea. I didn't know it was a city.
It's a good movie.
Huh.
I watched that movie, David.
Depressing.
I didn't know either of that. I didn't know it was a city or a movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he talked about, in his video, his game being described in like several different Taylor Swift eras. And how he's like, whenever I need to get something done, Reputation era. And I was like, as a Swiftie myself, I'm like, I co-sign. I like him. I like him a lot. I think he's entertaining. I don't think anyone is going to see him as a huge threat right off the bat. And I think he could fly right under the radar and do some good things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember his audition video was kind of going around on Twitter, and I think people were like, we hate this guy already, but he clearly was playing up a character that he's going to be typecast as, and it's very Spencer coded. I actually get a little bit of Eric Reichenbach from him too. Maybe it's because he's a runner and Eric was a runner, but yeah, I like him too. I think he could do well. I think he's going to be somebody who's very smart, like, and he's not one of the, like, we see so many of this type that have been day one Survivor fans, and he was not a day one Survivor fan, but he has gone back and watched it all. So I think it'll be interesting to see how somebody who is kind of a slightly newer Survivor fan, but has still got all of that knowledge from the previous seasons, how they do. So we'll see.
I will say, I was not instantly like, oh, no, I don't like him, which is very rare for his type. Usually the type that they like to cast, which is him, I'm usually like, oh no, this dude is gonna bother me from the
Drew.
Exactly. Like, no, I don't want anything to do with him. Him, not so much. I'm kind of like, I have an affection towards him, and I don't know why. And so I'm like, okay, this might be, if he doesn't offend me throughout the season and be like horrible throughout the season, I could actually like him.
Is it because he's a Swiftie, Lana?
It has nothing to do with that because I am not a Swiftie.
That's his one red flag. Just kidding.
I'm very indifferent when it comes to Taylor Swift. I don't hate her.
I'll take that.
I look, and I used her song. I forgot that you existed. Hey, I know. It's not a love, not a hate. It's just indifferent. I know Taylor Swift. I like Taylor. I actually do enjoy some of Taylor Swift's music. Some of it. I'm just not like, I gotta go to every concert. And I know I have, this is my Reputation era, and this is my eras.
Your favorite Taylor Swift song is not an absolutely obscure song from an album that like most people don't listen to on the regular.
Right, literally,
like me, like me.
Favorite one from hers. No, my favorite one is she wears short skirts, he's a teacher.
Oh yeah.
Love Story. Yeah. That's the one I like. You belong with me.
You will have never heard of my favorite Taylor Swift song.
Probably never. But
anyway, Charlie seems lovely.
Unless you want to tell me.
August.
No. Okay.
It's off of Folklore. Anyway, Charlie seems lovely, and we need to move on because we've only gotten through 3 people, and we're 30 minutes in.
Period. David.
Let's talk about... No. It's Jelinsky.
Your mama called you David. I'm going to name you. Your mama named you David. I'm going to call you David.
Jelinsky. He's 21 from Vegas. He is a slot machine salesman. Amongst 3 of his favorite hobbies, he listed like 7. I'm going to be honest. Sports, basketball and bowling, trivia / puzzles, magic / card games, and organization.
Oh, that might change my mind about you.
3 adjectives to describe him are passionate, confident, and intelligent. How would his friends describe him? This is verbatim what he said. My closest friends would say that David Jelinsky thinks he knows everything. He is too smart for his own good. Growing up, he was a hothead and would argue with you until you gave in and told him he was right. But he has matured a lot over the years and understands when he should concede in an argument. He always has an ear and an open heart when you need it, and he always offers the best advice he can. Something we would never know from looking at him. He was a theater kid growing up. He danced professional ballroom for 2 years and then was offered a ballet scholarship. And he's also a huge Swiftie. They're not on the same starting tribe, but should him and Charlie both make merge? Now, past survivors he would play like. This is a wild set of people. He said Fabio, Sammy, Russell, Tyson, and Rick Devens. So I'm not going to like him. Got it. Because amongst the people on that list, I like one of them. So.
Wow. Which one?
Devens.
Oh, that's not who I would have guessed. You don't like Fabio? You don't like Sammy?
I really don't like
Tyson?
Fabio. I'm indifferent on Tyson, honestly. I think Tyson is a very good player. I've never personally related to Tyson. That's just me. Would I like to see Tyson cast in season 3 of The Traitors? Absolutely. But I'm not a huge personal, like Tyson's not in my top 20 or my top 50 favorite players of all time.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Well, Jelinsky, I like him. I like him despite Logan not liking his favorite players or the players that he thinks he's going to be like. He's the youngest person in the cast, but I think he probably has the deepest voice of anybody in this cast. Yeah. And he might be the tallest. I think it's between him and Hunter. But yeah, he's got a very interesting story too. He's very open about his parents' struggle with addiction. And he says, yeah, they're still struggling with it. So I hope that doesn't cause like a rough patch with him putting their business out there. But I mean, hey, it's part of his story too. So, but I like him. And I think he has a range of traits that could make him pretty adaptable to different people in the game. Like even being a theater kid, like that could really endear him to some of the girls or some of the gays, honestly. So I don't know. I think he could do well.
I just went on a journey with David Jelinsky as you were talking. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like him. Then you said something about him being what would you say? He's an organizer. And I was like, I might like him because as much as I'm not organized, I like seeing other people who are organized and how they organize things. I love one of my weird things. I watch people on YouTube who does the organizing the refrigerator or their pantry, and they like stuff their shelves up and they have everything in separate little containers, and like I'm obsessed with watching that. It just does something for me. So I was like, and then when you're like, he's a Swiftie, I was like, okay, music, like it. Then you said his friends would say he argues with you till no end, and he'll, and I was like, oh no, he's probably gonna be. But then he said he matured, and I'm like, maybe do we see? And then I'm like, you're in a pressure cooker situation on Survivor. Is his old ways going to come back out? Are we going to have Jelinsky just arguing with everybody until he just to argue, or is it going to be some? I don't know. I'm very much intrigued by you, David Jelinsky, but I don't know if I can say I'm a stan yet. I'm swaying back and forth with you, Jelinsky. So I'll keep an open mind. But I'm swaying back and forth with you. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know on the first episode how I feel about David Jelinsky.
You also let us know what you thought on the first episode about Emily and did a full 180 on her by the end of her time on the season.
I did. But
I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see.
I'm very much an open mind when it comes to these Survivor players. I give them time to show me who they are. And by the end of the season, I'll come up with my final analogy. Emily Flippin is amazing. She's
financial analyst Emily Flippin.
She's queen because she actually went in there and learned from her mistakes at the very beginning, and learned how it was coming off and what she did. And I don't know. It seems like he has something that might annoy me, that he might be annoying, but not annoying in the way where I'm like, oh, he gotta go. But just annoying enough that you're like, okay, but keeping him around makes sense because there's always going to be somebody going after him before they come after me. So I'll see how it works. I kind of am very open, back and forth with you, David Jelinsky. But we have the better David here on this panel. So.
This officially is Survivor All Men.
Apparently. Yes, because alphabetically, the first 5 people that we talk about today are men. Thankfully, the next one is a woman. So I'm excited to get there. But
this is our last white man.
Really thought they all first.
Literally. We're getting the white men out of the way. I do love it. I do love it because later there's I think there's 4 black people alphabetically in a row together later.
Wait, the white man said all the POCs to the back of the women.
Oh no!
Oh yo!
Not in Black History Month.
Not in Black History Month.
In Black History Month, he said all women in POCs back of the line.
He said save the best for last.
They said they saved the best for last. That's how we're gonna look at it here.
We are not making this. We are not saying this as a comment on Hunter McKnight. We don't know this man
definitely
yet.
Not. Definitely
we're just joking around, y'all. These are all jokes. These are all jokes. Allegedly.
This is Hunter. He's 28 from French Camp, Mississippi.
Wow. He's still in there too.
No one from Alabama, Lana, but there are 2 people originally or currently living in Mississippi. So
I mean, it's close enough, I guess.
Sure. He is a high school science teacher.
Okay.
3 of his favorite hobbies include building Survivor challenges, playing any sport, and camping. 3 adjectives to describe him are clever, competitive, and adamant. His friends would describe him as competitive, a bit odd, intelligent, quick-witted, maybe a bit arrogant, fun, and hardworking. Something we wouldn't know from looking at him is that he graduated 4.0 in college and graduated valedictorian of his high school. And the past Survivor he would most play like is Hayden Moss.
Okay.
Now, are you going to play Hayden's Survivor game or Hayden's Big Brother game? Because they're pretty different.
I will
Both
play
were
Hayden,
good, though.
I'm going to say, I will play Hayden Big Brother game because he won.
Agreed.
I would not play Hayden Survivor game.
Agreed. He's something.
Here's the thing. I would be very, like, I'm glad he said one of his hobbies was camping, because I was like, you live in French camp. It would be weird for you not to go camping in French camp. Not that it's a camp. I know much about French camp. That's just the name. But he's a science teacher. I like that about him. I love teachers. I'm a very, very pro teachers. They deserve more money.
We got at least 3 of them too.
Right. So I'm like, hey, go out there and make that money because you need it, because you're a teacher. So I know you need it. But I don't know. Country boy, I hope and hope he ain't let that Mississippi accent go nowhere, and it's very much prevalent because I love good country accent. So does he? Because I didn't hear
it's there a little bit. It's not that strong of an accent.
Oh, I want a strong Mississippi accent.
Then you need to wait for Q then.
Okay. But see, here's the thing. It's so funny. I love a good Mississippi accent, but the difference in the Mississippi accents between white men and black men is so different. It's so weird. It's so different. But I love them both. So I'm a fan of just the country act, because I'm originally from Chicago, moved to Alabama. Now, living in Alabama, I hear these country accents all the time. And I'm just like, oh, I love it. I can hear the little dictions and the voices. I love it. But I wanted him to have a whole big country accent, very much like. But I don't know. Hunter seems like a decent dude. I'm not overtly offended by him either yet. So
I'm not either. In fact, Hunter is definitely one of my favorites from this cast, based on what I've heard so far.
I wonder why.
Okay, no, let's not go there. I think he's a really good guy, and he is. I mean, sure, he's very attractive to me, but also, I just really like his passion. Like he was pursuing becoming a doctor, but then realized he wanted to teach after he did some subbing for his sister, which is a really cool story.
I love that.
And not only that, he's so passionate about his kids at school and Survivor that he hosts every year his own Survivor game for his students. They all compete. They live stream it. The parents complain about him asking leading questions, which Jeff Probst certainly does. But I just think he's so cool. Like I would love to have a teacher like Hunter. He seems seriously like one of the nicest people on this cast, and he's got heart eyes already for Q. And so I really hope that they make it to be on the same tribe together eventually, because they're both Mississippi boys, and he could tell that he says QB, the guy with the initials QB. I know he's from Mississippi, and I really want to work with him. So I hope it happens.
I love that. See, okay, Hunter, I'm swaying more to liking you. I love that. I'm a fan.
The biggest thing I took away from Hunter and his bio and interview, there's such an earnestness to him, and that's what I noticed the most. And I was like, I think I'm gonna like him. I'm intrigued and I'm interested. And he talked about being embarrassed for his students to see him running around in his underwear in Fiji, which I think is also very fun. But
also, if we were in the mid 30s Survivor, I 100% would pencil him in as the winner, just because he's that type that was winning so often in the 30s. I don't know if that type of person can win in the new era. I think it's going to be a little bit harder.
I just love that the fact that he is such a fan of Survivor. He does it with the students, and he hosts with the students, and they get to play it. And now all of those minds that he's touched and, along the way get to go and watch him actually live out his dream and be on the actual Survivor. That's amazing. I hope he does well. I hope he's there for a good amount of time so that they could, if he does when I want him there for enough time when they get to enjoy seeing Mr. McKnight on TV. You know.
Oh, this part you both will like. He was talking about one of the games that he had set up and how he just assumed like a lot of the guys would get voted out early because people would be worried about them in challenges. But all the girls were just like listening to the guys, and there were like a group of 3 or 4 guys that were kind of just running things, and he was very frustrated by it because he was like, oh no, this isn't how it was supposed to go. And that's when he started asking questions about like, oh, so what are you all going to do about this? And that's when the moms got mad that how come you're asking these leading questions about our sons, putting them at risk? But he did not want to see all male domination.
Because he wanted these women to step up and be able to speak their minds and use their voices. Mom, you should understand that, and you should want that for the girls too, even if it is against your son. Like, I get it. You want your son to be successful, but you also want women to learn to use their voices.
Yeah.
And the winner of his games gets $1,000 from his own pockets. And he says, I make $28,000 a year. So that's a big chunk to give away as a prize.
Chunk to give away. That's lovely. Okay, Mr. McKnight.
Wonderful.
All right.
Yeah. Finally, a woman.
Yeah, they do.
A woman. Yeah.
Jim is truly outrageous. Truly outrageous. Okay. I'm a Jim baby. I love that cartoon. Okay.
I love that for
Jim
you.
and holograms?
Jim and the holograms. Absolutely.
Of course.
And she's from Chicago.
Where else is she from, though?
Barbie's Guyana.
Like our girl Robin.
Robin from Guyana. I love her. Look,
y'all want to do the intro instead? Damn, no, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm just loving her. I love her name. I love where she's from. And I love this picture because Mama is eating, period. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, y'all said all the important info, so I'll just get to the bio. Sure. 3 of her favorite hobbies are binging TV, working out, and driving. 3 adjectives to describe her would be motivated, resilient, and hilarious. Her friends would say she's outgoing, direct, and a fun time. Something we would never know from looking at her is that she's from South America and not Indian. She's Guyanese, thank you. The past survivors she would most play like: Boston Rob, Tony Vlachos, and Kelly Wentworth.
All 3 make sense for somebody who's not a huge watch Survivor all the time. All 3 make sense.
My favorite thing that I learned about Jem on all of the preparation that I did for this is that she said that her and her husband applied for Survivor together and that only she got a call back. And then they picked her. And her husband was like, yeah, I'm happy for you. Ooh, yeah.
Y'all better pick me next season.
Exactly. I don't have a whole lot to say other than I'm very excited for her. Is she the first Guyanese contestant?
She is.
Yeah. I love it. I'm so excited for her. I think she's incredible. She's got a very outgoing personality, and I hope she doesn't overtalk because she talks very, very quickly in the interviews that I saw of her, and she's very, very passionate and very, very like bubbly in that regard. And I hope that doesn't bite her in the bootay at some point. But otherwise, I'm very excited for her.
Yeah, I'm very excited for her too. I really love it when Survivor has a demographic that they've just never put on the show for whatever reason, and she fills that. And hopefully we can get more representation in these demographics. And seriously, especially with the new diversity clause that they have for Survivor, like there's no excuse to not just bring in brand new demographics, because you know what? You're probably going to get people watching the show that might never have watched before because, hey, somebody who I have something in common with is on. But I think she's lovely. She's one of my favorite women. She's very confident in her ability to provide. And I don't think that we see a lot of providers that are women on Survivor. It's usually the men that take on that role. I am a little worried that she might not demonstrate those abilities. She knows she can do it, but I think she's a little hesitant to actually do it. So I really think she needs to show that value right away. I really hope she can connect with people early on, because I could see her having a pretty good run if she finds a group early on. Because if she doesn't, she's somebody that they might look at. It's like, oh, a small girl, let's just take her out early. And that would really suck, because I think she has value to this show.
I hope this doesn't happen, but I could see something very similar to what happened with Swati on season 42. I could see a similar sort of thing happening where she's just not able to show her skills to people, and therefore people think that she's not as valuable to the tribe as she is.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that doesn't happen with Jem.
She eating this picture up. I just can't stop looking at her picture. She eating it up. She's slaying.
Oh, there's several other people, and I'm going to say several other women that are eating up their pictures.
Absolutely.
Most of the women are eating up their pictures, I will say.
Love. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Jem is going to bring. I am a fan. She's gorgeous. She's interesting. She's a brand mentor. What does that even? International brand mentor. Like,
so she talked about how she doesn't have a college education, and so she started. I don't know where she necessarily works, but she was
Victoria's Secret.
Oh, I didn't hear. I'm
pretty sure it's Victoria's Secret.
I didn't catch that in the interview that I watched, but she might have said it in another one. She worked her way up from like seasonal employee to like managing a couple different stores and like doing international brand recognition as well.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is Victoria's Secret. I confirmed.
That is determination. That's drive. I love that for her. I'm excited to see what she brings. Period. I'm excited. You know, I'm always a fan of women and women of color, of course. So I'm rooting for her.
Speaking of women of color, Jess Chong.
Miss Chong.
Who I'm probably just going to refer to as Jess Chong all season, because I really like that. But she is 37. She is originally from Hong Kong and Toronto. So she's one of two Canadians, kind of, sort of. Kind of, sort of. But she currently lives in San Francisco. She's a software engineer. 3 of her favorite hobbies, and oh boy, this is a statement: sewing my own clothes, biking around San Francisco with my husband, and here's the kicker: binge watching 80% of a TV show, panicking about where the time has gone, and then reading recaps of the remaining 20% of the show online. Which she made sure to mention she does not do with Survivor. So she's incredible. She's incredible. I know. I'll give you a second to absorb that, Lana, because it's a statement.
Wait, she binge watches 80% of a show.
And then is like, oh shit, where's all the time gone? I'm not going to finish the show, apparently.
And so now I have to watch the recap.
Yes.
To figure out how it ends, because I ain't got time to end it. I done watched 80%, and that's all I got.
Yeah.
I love her. I love her. Girl, here, girl, take my card. Take.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Get alone. I don't even.
Wow. Okay.
Just take it.
3 adjectives to describe her are silly, compassionate, and persistent. Her friends would describe her as empathetic, tenacious, smart, and a social butterfly. Something we would not know from looking at her is that she's an identical twin. She played rugby in college, and she types 140 words per minute. And the past survivors she would most play like, I will say this is a lovely group of people. I'm very excited. Ty, Gabby, and Marianne.
Word.
And in her like 1 minute video, she talked a lot about being very, very seen watching Gabby play David versus Goliath, and recognizing that an Asian woman doesn't have to go out early in a game of Survivor.
Yeah.
Please.
Please and
thank you. And she hopes that people will perceive her as sillier and younger than she actually is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that they will, because listening to her on interviews, she seemed very like youthful and energetic and fun. Like she almost seems like she has the personality of somebody who could be a comedian, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not saying she said anything funny, but she had that sort of delivery in what she was saying. So I don't know. I think that people could really connect to her. And I think she's going to be somebody who wants to work with women and definitely doesn't want to see any women mistreated. Like I know she mentioned something about like Alicia from Karong and how she hated how awful the guys were to her on that season. So yeah, I really like Jess, and I really hope that she can like overcome this thing that's been going on with Asian women so often recently. Because I hate it that initially, like I looked at her and I'm like, I could see her being an early out, and it probably had to do with that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because I hate it when we've seen in several Survivors on, and it's not just here in the US, it's several Survivors franchises across the globe where a lot of people look at the Asian women as being sneaky and not trustworthy. And I'm like, where's that coming from? You have no idea. Like, she didn't do anything. She didn't say anything. She just was living the life like you are on this island. And all of a sudden, we can't trust her. She's being, I hate it. I hope Miss Jess Chong does well in this season, and that people will look at her as someone who is valuable and she can show her worth, even though I hate that people feel like they got to show their worth. They just worthy. But when it comes to games like this, you do have to show your worth in this game. And I hope that she's able to do that. And I'm rooting for her. And if she made this little outfit rumple that she's wearing right now, yes, work.
I hope she did.
I do too, because it's cute.
I like her a lot. I'm excited. I like her a lot. Another woman! Another woman.
Yay.
Exactly.
Oh boy. Am I excited for Kenzie? I have to be honest. I'm very excited. First and foremost, her last name is Petty. I love it.
I hope
whether she is or not, I love it.
You gotta be. Your last name is Petty.
She is originally from Gibraltar, Michigan, currently in Charlotte, North Carolina. She is a salon owner. 3 of her favorite hobbies are jigsaw puzzles, fantasy romance novels, just in general, just holding them, I don't know, and playing cards. 3 adjectives to describe her are positive, creative, and perseverant. With the question, how would your friends describe you? She said, I literally asked one of them, and this is what they said. Quote, resilient, resourceful, driven, self-sufficient, adventurous. You know what you want and you make it happen. Forgiving, caring, reliable, fun, smart, inspiring, and that she builds people up. Something we would never know from looking at her is that she's a savage in Catan. And the survivor she would most play like is Marianne.
Wow.
Kenzie. She's me.
She's also me?
Like, her hobbies are my hobbies.
Literally.
I was like, wait, what? Are you talking about me? Because I love a jigsaw puzzle. I love reading fantasy romance novels or romance novels, period. And what was her last one?
Oh, playing cards.
That's me.
But just wait, because in one of her videos, she said she would be like if Parvati and Marianne had a hot, strategic, social butterfly baby.
I love her.
I also love her.
Okay, Kenzie. Mm-hmm.
So that's all I have to say. I love her. I'm so excited.
I'm holding it for you, girl. Oh.
Yeah, I like her too. Immediately the two people that when I look at her, I get reminded of are Lindsay from Survivor Worlds Apart and Kendra from last season. In fact, her name is Kenzie. So I probably will accidentally call her Kendra at some point. But I think it's because all three of them have a ton of tattoos.
Lindsay, Kendra, Kenzie.
Oh, yes. Wow, I did not even think of that.
That's what you said. I was like, Lindsay, Kendra, Kenzie.
Yes. And between the three of them, you could cover a whole human with tattoos because
yes, absolutely. Yes. I love them all. This is my brand of white woman to root for on the new era of Survivor because I loved Lindsay and I loved Kendra.
I was not talking about that Lindsay, and I don't know if you would love the other Lindsay. Maybe not. Maybe
40.
Maybe so.
Worlds apart.
No, I was talking about 30.
Oh, I'm talking about 42.
Yeah, I realized that once you said I love them all, I was like,
I'm talking about new era white women. This brand of new era white women on Survivor. That's what I have to say.
They are,
but I know who you're thinking about. I know who you're referencing now.
Yep. But yeah, I get like even just looking at her smile, like I'm disarmed and I want to be her friend. So I think that smile is going to go a long way.
Yeah. I feel like I've seen her in a YouTube video before also. Like a salon owner from North Carolina. I'm like, I feel like I've seen her in a YouTube video before. I don't remember. Anyway, regardless, Miss Petty. I hope you are.
I knew a girl at my college. Her last name was Petty. You related to Lee Petty?
Was she?
I don't know. Interesting.
Hey, and we only have to remember a year prior. The winner of Survivor 44 was a hairstylist, so in the same genre as a salon owner for sure.
Love that for sure.
Is she the amalgamation of Jam Jam and Kendra?
Oh,
well, and Marianne apparently,
and Marianne and Parvati.
I love that. I love Marianne is not somebody I would look at her and get any association with. So I just love that she even named her. Like I would love to see her play like Marianne.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm a fan.
She's got that disarming quality. You said it, David. Like you just feel like you want to be her friend. She has that disarming quality that Marianne so masterfully played up throughout her entire season. I love it. Come on, Miss Patty.
Work.
Another woman. We said we're only going to do women for the next, 4? This is Liz. She's 35, originally from Luther, Michigan, currently in Orlando, and she's a marketing strategist. 3 of her hobbies are running, telling jokes, and making money.
Or
relatable.
Man.
3 adjectives to describe herself would be fun-seeking. Is that a word? Question mark is what she said.
Is there a hyphen in between?
There is.
Then it is.
There is also a hyphen in growth-minded, but there is not a hyphen in effing capable of anything.
Oh.
And there's a few hyphens in that one.
She did not hyphenate any of them, though.
All right.
So, I don't know, Miss Liz. She said her friends would describe her as relentless as all get out. People are always telling her that her drive is so inspiring. Something we wouldn't know from looking at her is that she was mute until the age of 7, had a crazy nervous tic, and would hyperventilate from nerves. But now she's a public speaker and the face of her company. And the past survivors she would most play like Russell and Sandra.
Okay. I mean, interesting. I could see how you could, if you merged both of their play styles together, that could be one crazy, savage, but smart player.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it. For me, she's giving, I hate it. She's giving me early out energy because I feel like she might be annoying to people because she's so boss like driven, and you know, I feel like she'll get on the beach and like turn into the mother figure of telling everybody what they need to do. You need to do this, we need to do this, da, da, da. And you know how people get, she talking to me. Why is she telling me what to do? She talk too much, she do too much, she want everybody to do too much. I don't know if that's true. That's just the vibe I'm getting from her.
It's giving early game Emily Flippin. I'm gonna be honest.
I might be wrong now, but it's just giving me a little like she might be here for a fun time, not a long time.
She's one of the several people as well that said her daughter was the one to push her to apply. So,
yeah, I actually think she could do better than you all do, especially because I know that she has her eyes on a player who happens to be on her tribe. And that player also happens to have her eyes on Liz, and that is one Miss Soda. So all they need is one more person, because those two, they're already looking at each other as number one allies before the game even started. But I think she's very interesting, like knowing her backstory. Like she's very driven. She's like, I guess she does the whole RV life thing. She blogs about it, but she proposed to her husband. And then, like, very shortly after they were married, she realized this isn't working out. I'm leaving you. And so she's divorced. But she just shows me like a woman that, like, when she makes up her mind about something, she's going to do it. And I think that's even what brought her to apply for Survivor in the first place after her daughter encouraged her. So I don't know. I think she could be a strong-minded person who has support.
Proposing to a man, I could never. Wouldn't be me. Not me, honey.
Me either.
Me proposing to a man? Absolutely not. But if you want to do that, girl, as you saw,
men in 2024,
right? No. Man in 2024. Not in this economy.
Men are so out in 2024. Like,
but no, but see, sometimes when you step out of place and you propose to that man, you saw it wasn't working in the end.
No.
Oh, made a mistake. I mean, we all make mistakes, girl. You just figured it out quick, and I'm glad you did, girl. Because don't propose to no man. You let him find the good thing.
That does make me like her a little bit more, though. I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, okay, girl, I see you now.
I like her more for it.
I like her more, but then that also makes me think she is going to be out early because homegirl likes to go for what she wants, and she likes to just push it on people, and then folks will be like, ugh. But if what you say is true about her and Soda, work.
Hey, I'd like
plus,
to see it.
One more person.
Plus, I think there's another Orlando person on her tribe, so maybe they can connect over that. And she might be the first mullet on Survivor since Shambo. I could be wrong, but it's been a while since we've had
on a woman.
On a woman. You can't tell based on this photo, but yeah, she has a mullet.
Okay, work, Diva. All right, I'm gonna keep an open mind with Miss Liz, and because thankfully there's only one white woman on every tribe, I will be able to tell the white women apart. Because otherwise, it's very difficult.
Work.
And she has a doppelganger.
She has a doppelganger. She
sure does. I would say her, Kenzie, and Moriah all kind of look very similar. Yeah. So,
Maria,
another woman,
and she's older than me. Oh, love it. I'm here for you, Mama. Work. I hope they don't try to come for you because of your age. I hope they don't do it because you know how these folks be playing us older ladies in our face. Don't let them do it, girl. Don't let them do it.
They really said, "Oh, Heidi did well on season 44. Let's cast someone in a very similar role." I like Maria, though. We'll talk about it. Maria is 48. She's from Dallas. She's a parent coach. I did not know that was a profession, but work diva. Three of her hobbies are travel, running, and spending time with her friends. Three adjectives to best describe herself are determined, loyal, and resilient. Her friends would describe her as funny, compassionate, fiercely loyal, a good friend, determined, resilient, persistent, organized, authentic, and incredibly competitive. One thing we would never know from looking at her is that she ate sheep's head in Morocco.
I always know that about anybody.
Same. She was
I don't know. I kind of assumed it about her.
Oh my god! How dare you assume such a thing about her, David?
She looked like the sheep.
You probably ate a sheep's head. I bet it was in Morocco.
Because honestly, the rest of these, it gets a little more interesting.
Okay.
She was Miss February in a salsa vixen swimsuit calendar.
Oh.
She got lost on the Champs-Élysées in Paris when she was a little girl. She never learned how to whistle growing up. And she has an obsession with untying knots, which I think will be very good for her on Survivor. Anytime there's knots, Maria.
Right.
And the past survivors she would most play like. I think this is my favorite combination of anybody's, honestly. She said Drea and Natalie Anderson.
Okay. Word.
Two people I enjoy very much.
I will say, I did kind of assume she looked like a knot tire, not untied.
Right.
I kind of saw it. I thought, like David saw the sheep's head thing. I didn't see that. But
I did not think she could whistle. I'll say that.
I mean, from a fellow non-whistler, I relate to that. I don't whistle.
Try it.
Sorry, audio listeners.
You just gotta lick your lips first. Oh, you're getting there.
I don't know how to whistle. But
I will say as well about Maria. What I really liked in her promo video that we got from her is she was like, I am very good at doing hard things. She delivered all three of her kids at home. And then she runs marathons, ran a marathon, finished the marathon, and then immediately went to go nurse her kid. Which I think is like wild, crazy. I like her.
She said, look here, I am still Maria. Mm-hmm. I might be mom, but I am still Maria. So therefore, I'm going to go run my marathon, but my child still got to eat. So come on, baby. After I'm done. I hope you took the shower first and get that baby that sweaty nipple. Don't do that. Clean your nipple off and then get a baby some food.
I didn't need to hear sweaty nipple come out of your mouth today. I really did not need.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
She's the parent coach. I'm sure she heard some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
David, what do you think about Maria Shrine?
Yeah. So I'll be honest, Maria is not somebody in this cast that has left the biggest impression on me so far. But I really do like things about her that I know about her. I just haven't gotten as much personality, but I do know that she's very pro women. Like she's absolutely looking for women as allies in the game. My worry for her is I think she might be making that a little obvious in pregame because I have heard a few other people that are men be like, she won't give me eye contact. She's not looking at me. And so I'm hoping that her pro women stance, which we love, is not gonna come back to bite her when people feel excluded because she's so like one track minded. But I like her.
Work, Maria.
How do you solve a problem like Maria? I don't know.
Too bad there's not a Tony on her tribe.
Right. That's very fitting for this week of television, though.
I just met a girl named Maria.
Okay. Another woman.
Moriah.
We love the women being alphabetically in this big long stretch. I will say this is the last woman in this stretch, unfortunately. But Moriah is 28, originally from Boca Raton, Florida, currently in San Diego, somewhere that I enjoy very much. She is a program coordinator. Three of her favorite hobbies: beer brewing, surfing, and Dungeons and Dragons. She sounds like my aunt and uncle. I'm going to be honest, because my aunt and uncle brew their own beer and surf a lot. 3 adjectives to describe her are driven, quirky, and sentimental. Her friends would describe her as a go-getter. She's always the person to organize the trip, plan the party, make an event happen. Me!
It's you!
She's me! But she's also David. She said her catchphrase is basically, so I went ahead and made a Google Sheet for this.
Yes.
No!
That's me.
I love you!
At least for right now. At least for this current moment. Something we would never know from looking at her is that she second guesses herself a lot. The past survivor she would most play like is Nick Wilson. Anyway, I'm going to ignore that statement. What I want to talk about is how she said growing up, she looked up to Cochran and Aubrey because she was someone that didn't really fit in. My childhood was rough. She's one of, she falls under that umbrella for this cast. But she talked about not really fitting in as a child and watching Survivor, looking up to people like Cochran and Aubrey, who were very, very openly, authentically themselves, being like the nerdy, weirder kids. And she works in bureaucracy, so she's always about like getting through the red tape, which is something she thinks she'll bring into Survivor as well.
Wow. Okay, go. Well, I didn't know we had fans on the island because let's go windblown hair. Love it. I'm here for it.
I was like the hair is herring in this photo. I have to say,
the wind picked up at the perfect time, or they had that Beyonce fan back there in the photo shoot. But
whoever picked the photo for her, they did a good job for her.
I think she said that on Twitter that she brought her own wind machine.
Absolutely, because
she should.
Every diva should. You need to have your own wind machine. But yeah, I'm interested in her. I'm interested in seeing what she brings. I don't know if she's a long time, but I want her to be a fun time while she's there. I don't know. I'm interested. It's something about her that makes me interested in her.
Yeah, I think she's very interesting because she's clearly a nerd, like based on her description. And even you look at her and you might see the glasses and think nerd, but I think she's going to have such an ability to like code switch out of nerdom, because just hearing her talk, she just sounds like a normal chill girl, like that isn't like your stereotypical nerd, where I think Liz might fall more on that plane. What's interesting is she clocked Liz as her doppelganger. She says, this girl looks like me. I know we're not going to be on the same tribe, but I do want to meet her and I do want to work with her if I can. So I really hope that they can connect at some point. Maybe we can finally have like a legit tribe swap. I mean, have we had that? Yeah, we did. We did. 2 seasons ago, they finally did something like that where they switched one person from each tribe.
Okay, that ain't a tribe swap.
And then they did it again. Yeah, they did it again last season where it was
that ain't
legit.
A tribe swap.
No, last season it was a legit tribe swap. Remember?
Was it?
Yeah.
No. I'm gonna be honest. I've consumed so much media since Survivor 45. So no, I don't remember that. But work, Diva. I'm so happy for you, or I'm so sorry for you. Whatever the case may be.
But yeah, I do like her. I actually could see her doing quite well.
Okay. Yeah.
Come on, Win Machine.
Win Machine.
Come on, overalls.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Come on, Win Machine. Come on, overalls.
Owen.
Yes.
Come on, Google Sheets.
Come on, Q. Not to be confused with Q, the drag queen on season 16 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
They look exactly alike.
The resemblance is uncanny. Okay, David.
You guys.
I can hear him complaining about coming second place in a bunch of immunity challenges.
Oh my God! Could you imagine?
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Never the brides, always the brides.
Always the brides.
Never the brides.
I feel like I've just been so safe, and like they're just not that Jeff is not seeing me, and I'm just that's the crossover. If you get that and you're not subscribed to our drag channel, go do that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But this is Quintavious, aka Q.
Quintavious, yeah.
Yes.
Quintavious.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm going with what you said, baby.
I'm gonna assume it's Quintavious. I don't know. Regardless, Q is 29 from Senatobia, Mississippi. That is a city name. Mm-hmm. But he's currently in Memphis, Tennessee. He's a real estate agent. He talked about in his video about how he fell into real estate because he is one of 17 children. And so he was like, I just wanted to get like a career that was going to pay the most. And so he Googled what careers will pay me what I'm worth. And he fell into real estate like that, which I think is great. 3 favorite hobbies of his are fishing, riding 4-wheelers and jet skis, and building houses.
Boy, he is a country boy. Love it.
Yes. 3 adjectives to describe him: brave, polite, and proud.
Work.
His friends would describe him as the crazy, risk-taking friend, and they would probably add that I am the luckiest person they know, and most importantly, someone they can count on. Something we would never know from looking at him. 1, I can eat 2 boxes of pizza in one sitting by myself. 2, and Lana, I think you'll appreciate this. 2, that I can swim.
Period. Let them know. We do know how to swim. Thank you. Okay.
And 3, I'm a joy to be around, and that's what people tell him.
Work.
And in the question of what past survivor would he play like, he said bits and pieces from a whole lot of players, which is the one thing I have against him right now. Say their names, Q. But I like him a lot.
You don't remember
I think
names.
Probably. This man is the recruit of all recruits. This man has watched the seasons that they gave him in Sequester. And he
I don't
is just
think they
here
do
to
recruits anymore.
I find that hard to believe.
I'm pretty sure they don't.
They had to have reached out to him. Some casting agent had to have reached out to this man on social media because he probably has a very strong social media presence because he's a real estate agent, and said, you have a great personality and you're attractive. Both things that I think as well. I think he's a very attractive man. You should apply for this. And if he's an actual fan, Q, I'm so sorry. I did not get that vibe from you. I will just go ahead and say that.
Do I need to say it? I'm rooting for Q because I'm rooting for everybody.
What?
I'm always rooting for everybody black at the beginning.
Pretends to be shocked.
I mean, pretend, but yeah. Love him. Rooting for you. Yeah. What else is there? He's a good-looking man.
Yeah, he's definitely a good-looking man. It's something about the Mississippi boys, I guess. But yeah, it's
honestly, yeah.
It's interesting because I guess he was in pregame like wearing an Ole Miss shirt or something. So Hunter clocked that, and he's like, "Hey, I want to work with him." And I think Q also realized somehow that Hunter is from Mississippi, so he's also wanting to work with Hunter. So I hope that they get on the same tribe. But there's something about his accent. It's very, very charming. I sent Lana a little clip of him talking, so I'm hoping she's listening now and can hear that nice southern charm
sexy.
he has.
I'm gonna be honest, it's so sexy. Like, yes. Oh God.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I don't know a lot about how he's going to be as a player, but I do think he's going to be valuable early on. I do get a little worried that he might be targeted around the merge, just because he looks like he could be a threat in challenges. But I would love to see him do very well.
I looked it up because I was curious what the distance is between Senatobia and French Camp. Mississippi. 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
In case anyone needed to know. So I was like, are they like relatively close cities? Like, are they like potentially people that might have seen each other at some point? I don't know the answer to that, but you know, that's all. I hope Lana is also listening, and I'm delaying so that way she can give a reply as to what she thinks about Q. Not to be confused with Q, the drag queen on season 16 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
I do like his accent.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it so good?
I do. Okay. I'm rooting for Q even more now.
Right.
No, he just seems so positive and very like charming.
Smile.
That smile is $1 million. I mean, but you need that when you're trying to sell people things in real estate, and you want to charm them into buying this beautiful home that you or whatever. Yeah, he seems like a personality that could get along with different people, but I agree with you. I worried about him right at merge because people like him. Too many people like him, and we don't want to have all the people who like him on the jury and da.
Is he also going to play a shot in the dark, nullify all the votes against him, and then a woman of color goes home instead?
Ooh.
Though I'm sorry, those are the vibes. It's recency bias, but I'm getting major Caleb vibes.
Caleb.
I don't get that.
I get it in the sense that I think he's going to get targeted at merge. That's kind of charismatic, attractive. Everyone's going to like him. And if people think that he's too likable, they're going to take him out the first opportunity they can get.
Or they're going to think he's trying to sell them. Like,
I hope he doesn't tell his job, because honestly, this would be, if I was on Survivor, which I never will be, this would be one of the most concerning occupations for me, because I'd be like, oh, you're a charmer and you are not genuine. Right. Because that's what I think of real estate agents a lot of the time. No offense to anybody watching that may be one.
I'm just very excited to see this man without a shirt on.
Work.
And on that, we move next to another person over 40.
Love it.
This is the other Orlando person. So it's Liz and Randen. Randen is 41 from Brooklyn, but currently in Orlando. He works in aerospace tech. He said he's been in the Air Force for 13 years. So good for him. 3 of his favorite hobbies: running endurance marathons, sports cars, and extreme rides and sports. 3 adjectives to describe him are analytical, persistent, and passion. Not passionate, passion. Okay. His friends would describe him as simply relentless. Something we would not know from looking at him. He said, my favorite people I would like to meet beyond Jeff would be Neil deGrasse Tyson and Mikio Kaku. I don't know who that is, but work. And the past Survivor player he would most play like is Xander. One of the more oddball choices out of this cast, I'll be honest, because a lot of people, it's, you know, the same sort of names. We see a lot of Marianne. Hey, I am not mad at that. We haven't gotten Sari yet. I think we will get Sari by the end of this. But, you know, I think he's interesting. The thing I like most is that his kids did inspire him to audition. But he said that his daughter is so convinced that he is going to go home first that she's throwing a your number one party for him because she is so convinced that he's going to go home first.
As in your number one out.
Yes. So we will see whether his daughter's dreams have come true very soon.
You know, one of the last people I remember on Survivor who was very vocal about a family member thinking they were going to be first out was Wendy Jo in Survivor Nicaragua. She was saying, my husband says I'm going to be voted out first. She was. I hope Randen isn't though. I like Randen because he just seems like a normal guy. And I really like when you just see like normal people plopped into the show because everybody seems so extreme, like some sort of quirk to them. He does have like
say that with this cast though. I'll be honest, this cast feels the most normal I think that we've had in a moment.
Maybe to a degree, but I still think they all have like something, like most of them have something about them that's so like unique. And I guess for him it's like working in aerospace.
Go Ted.
Go Ted, yes. I was like Ghost Ted. Yes.
Go Ted. Mm-hmm.
But another thing that stood out to me was his voice. He almost sounds like there's a Muppet inside of him just wanting to come out. He does have a normal voice, but at points his tone just sounds very Muppet to me, and it's kind of adorable. But I like Randen.
I'm indifferent. I
He's
don't know.
Too normal.
Maybe it's too normal. I don't know. I just have to be open. He's one of those people that just didn't like catch my attention and was like, I gotta talk to him. I want to hear more about him, but I'm not closed off. Like he didn't offend me in any kind of way. So I'm kind of just like, we'll see what happens.
He's giving, run-of-the-mill father, military man sort of thing. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a whole lot
AKA from his... Xander.
Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what threw me off the most. I was like, Xander? Of all people, Xander? Okay. No shade to Xander, but it was just a very confusing choice. But he seems lovely. And lovely and fine and lovely. So, Eric Randen.
I was thinking about, he said passion to describe himself instead of passionate. Yes. If he had used passions to describe himself, I would have lived for it, because Passions is one of the most unhinged soap operas ever. And if he was using Lana, right?
Absolutely,
it is a trip of a soap opera. So if he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm like the soap opera Passions," I would be like, "I need to see him on TV right now."
If he described his life as from my life is like like the soap opera Passions, I'd be like, "Oh baby, you're a wackadoo. I can't wait what you do on TV." Like that would have made me go, I'm all in for Randen. I want to know what Randen is about, but I don't know. We'll see.
I'm so glad you know Passions and are able to back me up on this.
It's so crazy. I didn't even watch Passions like that for real. But Passions, it was one of those things you tune in every once in a while. It would be
on at the dentist or something, and you would just be like, "What are they playing on this television? There's a mermaid."
It's not something you had to watch every day. You just put it on any other little day and be like, "What in the tomfoolery is this?" It's entertaining for that hour, and then you forget about it. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Lana, is this how you feel when we talk about Drag Race?
Yep.
Okay, great. Noted. Noted. Thank you. You know what I will enjoy? Some soda.
So the debate is over. It's not pop. It's not Coke. It's soda.
It's soda.
The soda.
I love her name, Sodasia. I love it. Oh. Miss Soda. Work Soda. Also, this promo photo.
Eat, mother.
She's eating. She's 27, originally from Long Island, but currently living in Lake Hopatcong, New Jersey.
Sure.
I guess. And she is a special ed teacher.
Word.
3 of her favorite hobbies: singing! !
Word.
Taking walks! ! Doing random crafts! ! I love it. I don't know. I love it. 3 adjectives to describe her are intentional, determined, and empathetic. Her friends would describe her as silly, extra, and anxious at times, but they bear with me. I didn't bring up most people's risks, but her risk that she's taken to make a change for the better. She said, I got married super young to a man from Brazil I had only known for 6 months. But it worked out for them.
Yep,
so
they're still together.
They're still together.
Word.
Something we would never know from looking at her. I am definitely afraid of butterflies.
Butterflies? Okay.
I cannot even be fast when anything small, soft, and winged is nearby. And the iconic moment that was, yeah, I know. And the iconic moment that was going around Twitter nonstop when these bios were dropped. What past survivor would you play the game most like? Season 42.
All of them.
Apparently.
There were a lot of good players in season 42, so.
I was going to say, all of them? Even Tori?
I mean, Tori played a good game.
She made it to the jury.
Most people do.
I mean, here's the... okay, go, girl. You play like all of 42.
Yeah, I think she was confused by the question. But she also has mentioned Marianne. She thinks that there are some similarities she has with Marianne. She's like, we have the same smile. I don't know. I don't get a lot of Marianne from her, but what I do get from her is very positive. I think she's somebody who is already well insulated in her tribe. Like I mentioned earlier, she saw Liz. She wants to work with Liz. Liz feels the same way. But also, she sees Tevin. She wants to work with Tevin. Tevin feels the same way. So I think we could have a little power trio if they get snatched up quick enough by Soda. So I would not write out any of those.
Soda, girl, you need to do what needs to be done. And there is a fourth person I need. Actually, I like that whole tribe. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go. Snatch up Venus, please. Snatch up Venus,
the girls
please.
In the game.
Please. But I like that whole tribe. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is like, I feel like this is kind of the closest thing we have to Tika, because I think everybody's so unusual on that tribe, and it's going to be like kind of painful if we have to lose a lot. Because
the other two on Nami, which we'll talk about here once we get through everyone, the other two are Hunter and Randen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have to see it. I know it. I'm rooting for her. I want it.
Oh yeah.
Her name is Soda. Sodesha. Love it. I don't know. She's my cousin. I'm related to her. That's how I feel. I'm like, I know this girl. I know that girl.
I knew there was a reason why I looked at my notes from the promo videos, because hers was the single wildest one. So she starts off the video by saying, oh, her ideal reward on the island would be specifically spaghetti bolognese with red wine.
Mm-hmm.
But also, she was another one that falls under the umbrella of my childhood was rough. But I think hers takes the cake. She was told for the first part of her life that her aunt was her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Because both of her parents dealt with addiction, another storyline we've seen throughout throughout all of this. And so she's kind of had to build herself up and like rediscover who she is. And she had a really strong statement that's kind of stuck with me. She said, trauma is good to have in this game because trauma makes you resilient. I was like, yeah, sure does, girl.
Well, it's just crazy because that story, her life, where she believed her aunt was her mom, is more common than not these days. Because a lot of people whose parents have dealt with addiction usually gets taken in very young by either a parent or another, an aunt or a cousin or somebody, and they grow up thinking that this person is their parents. Like they don't have any idea because the addiction happened when they were so young. It's such a sad story, but it's sadder that it's more common than it is uncommon. You know what I mean? It's like, whoa. But yeah, a lot of children whose parents have grown up who have dealt with addiction, if they started when they were very little, like babies, they get transferred or moved to another guardian or parent or family members' homes, and they grow up believing that that's their mom, and then eventually it's like, but that is my mom because she is the one that raised me. So
yeah, you still have somebody caring for you and
exactly.
blood that wants you in their life. So
absolutely.
It's not all sad.
No. So it's definitely something that's like, yes, because some people aren't so lucky because they end up in the system because nobody wanted them. At least she had the bright side of it is you had somebody in your family who was like, no, not
somebody on this cast talked about that. I do not remember who it was. Randen. Randen talked about having a broken household, running away from foster care, being homeless. I was like, that also was something that. Oh, and he talked about how his kids don't know about his past, so this is like their first time hearing about it too.
Oh wow!
This cast is really childhood trauma. That's what they looked for when they cast this season of Survivor.
I guess so. Also, the last S. Thompson we had on Survivor, she made it to the top 2 in Survivor One World, and that was Sabrina Thompson.
Oh, she is giving me Sabrina energy. Oh, I hope. That would be lovely.
And she was also a teacher, I think.
I was going to say she's also a teacher.
She was. She's not anymore, but.
Okay.
But
wasn't she almost also from New England somewhere?
I think so.
That's too many comparisons for my liking. I mean, if she gives me Sabrina energy, I'm here for it.
Brooklyn, New York.
Sabrina's one of my favorite people to never win. So you know what? I'm going to channel that and bring that into Soda, and I hope she does well.
Yep, she was a high school teacher in Brooklyn.
Works, Sabrina Soda.
All right now.
Top 2 indeed. Period. But you go win.
I love it.
Work.
It's time to talk about Tevin, who we are 1 degree of separation away from. It's Marcelo, right? Marcelo went to college with him. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. Friend of the pod, Marcelo. We love. Shout out to Marcelo. He's not watching this, but shout out to him. But yes, Tevin is 24. From Goochland, Virginia, currently in Richmond, Virginia, and he is an actor. 3 of his favorite hobbies: going to the beach, listening to music, and fashion and shopping. Same. 3 adjectives to describe him are kind, charismatic, and optimistic. And in the question, how would your friends describe you? He said, I asked all my friends and I compiled a run-on sentence of the things that came up the most in their summation of me. So, Tevin is an incandescent, beautiful, sparks of energy and joy, a walking definition of super multifaceted talent, radiance embodied, independent yet such a valuable and free-spirited person that this world needs, energetic, hardworking, adaptable, warm sunshine hitting your face on a perfect day, genuine, talented, unique, passionate, one of a kind, true to self, charismatic, old soul, vibrant, determined, effervescent, smart, captivating, great to watch, dynamic person filled with love, confidence, and a presence that is filled with joy.
Jesus.
Okay, now that we're past that, something we would never know from all of that description of Tevin is that he's a country boy at heart. And don't ever think he's too good to get a little messy. And the past survivors he would most play like, and I think this is also one of the more unique combinations, Marianne and Cochran. And I see it. I see it.
Okay. Okay.
I'm still catching my breath from that run-on sentence, y'all. Y'all go ahead.
Tevin, can we talk for a minute? I'm ready.
I'm ready. I want to know.
I'm ready. You're always in my heart.
Oh, because tomorrow will bring a better you and a better me.
I know that Lana. I see. I love Lana because she can appreciate my things that I do. Okay, but this is
I
Tevin
really
Campbell.
know how you feel with Drag Race now, Lana. Sorry.
This is not Tevin Campbell. This is Tevin Davis, and I really like Tevin Davis. He was clearly the standout of the preview that we got at the end of Survivor 45.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and also I'm a little confused because it looked like they were handing him his buff in a confessional. And I'm like, don't they do that on the boat or whenever they're dropped off? Like, don't they give out the... So, I don't know. Is he getting his buff early? But yeah, I think he's going to be a lot of fun. I think he might be the biggest personality out of this whole cast. And I'm here for it because I don't think that there's ever been anybody quite like Tevin on the show. The closest I can think of is Bryce from Survivor Cagayan, because they both have that flamboyant personality. So I really hope he does well, because we just don't see this character go far, because we haven't had this character very often at all. But yeah, I think he's super likable. Yeah, get with Soda, get with Liz.
He was the one person that I was like, he stood out to me the most from the trailer, of course. And then I saw more of his stuff online, his videos and online. So I'm excited. Yeah. I don't have to say it again, but I am excited about Tevin. Can't wait to see him. Get with Liz, get with Soda. Period. Get
with Venus.
And Venus.
Bring in Hunter too.
Everyone but Randen.
No.
Whole tribe.
Yes. This is I know for a fact this is the tribe that I'm gonna be like, don't ever go to tribal in the pre-merge.
I would love that.
Don't lose.
Ever.
Please. Yeah, I think this tribe more than any of them. I'm like, don't lose. Please. No.
I want to know more about Goochland.
I don't. I would rather not, and I would rather move on to Tiffany.
Can't talk for no more. Okay. Yeah. All right. And I love that you're feeling me. How I feel about you all and your Drag Race references.
I'm really feeling it today, more so than ever before. I'm really feeling it.
I'm really glad because somebody needs to understand my pain that I go through.
So. Okay, so what's the one thing that? Well, I was gonna say, what's the one thing that me and you have that we can share that David doesn't? Singing ability.
We'll figure.
What are you saying?
We'll figure.
Oh yeah, I want to hear you all harmonize again.
Stop.
Oh, not all camera stuff. Bringing them on. Oh my god.
Anyway, this is Tiffany. This is Tiffany. Tiffany is she's 33. She's from Franklin Township, New Jersey.
Really?
I hate you.
I can't.
I hate you so much. She currently lives in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And she is an artist. 3 of her favorite hobbies are painting, photography, and then she said, does eating out count as a hobby? And I don't know what she means by that.
Eating out at a restaurant.
I would like to assume that.
Eating out at a restaurant.
Okay.
Or not.
In public?
Right in front of my salad?
You guys, stop. Don't do that, Tiffany.
3 adjectives to best describe her are curious, passionate, and artistic. her friends would describe, or she says her friends always tell me that I live in a land of rainbows and unicorns, which pretty much means I lack situational awareness sometimes and see things from a rose-colored lens even when I shouldn't. I disagree though, LOL. I'm a habitual procrastinator. My friends also know that I'm deeply dedicated to and passionate about the things and people I love. I have absolutely no filter. This sometimes gets me into trouble. And I'm usually the life of the party. Something we would never know from looking at her is that she loves playing the lottery. LOL. I'm actually afraid that if there's an opportunity to gamble or take a big chance on Survivor, I'm the player that won't be able to resist.
She's going on a journey.
She's going on the first journey.
And she gonna take it too. Take it, girl.
What past survivors would she most play like? She said Jeremy. We love Jeremy Collins reference. Or Shan.
Okay.
Come on, two of my favorites. I know for an absolute fact that this woman is going to be someone that I love watching on this show. And I'm going to get so frustrated with because I know every time she makes a move or does something, I'm like, Tiffany, what are you doing? And I'm so excited to watch.
I just want her to have her own little evil music playing, Shan music.
To Phantom. To Phantom.
Yeah.
It works.
Good job, David.
Yeah, I really like Tiffany. I gotta love an artist because I like to make art. I don't think you mentioned it, but she said she became an artist because somebody told her that she couldn't do it. And
so she wasn't a visual artist, and then she was talking to someone about a painting. She was like, "Oh, I love this, and this about it. I should do that too." And the other person that was with her was like, "But you're not an artist," and she was like, "Hold my beer." I love her.
Well, I am a visual art maker sometimes. So if you want to see it, you can just follow this little Instagram right here.
I study it. I don't always make it, but I study it.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like Tiffany. Like, I just get really, really cool vibes from her. Like, and I'll be honest, part of it might be because she kind of reminds me of a celebrity. And it's a celebrity that I would freaking love to see on Survivor. I'm not sure how well she would do.
Is it the same person that I related her to?
I don't know.
Who did you relate her to?
I haven't said it, but
I know. That's why I'm asking.
I kind of get Z-Way from her a little bit.
Oh, in the face, especially.
Yes, can you imagine Z-Way on Survivor?
Yes, and I would live. I would be actually. I would. God,
if she was on Survivor, she would need to take Jeff Probst's spot.
Oh,
I want to see her
in charge imagine
of tribal
Z-Way hosting Survivor. Jeff, when you eventually retire, Jeff Probst, I need it now. I did not go Z-Way. I said Keke Palmer. She gives me not in the face, but in the personality and the effervescence. I got a lot of Keke Palmer from her. Just in the way that Keke...
Lana's like, wait, I don't see that one.
Well, it's not visually, other than the fact that they are both fabulous Black women, but in the way that they both will say what they feel, and if someone says they can't do something, they're going to go and prove them wrong.
Mm-hmm.
As I call her, Keke Sign the Check Palmer.
Period.
So
I can see the Keke Palmer reference for the personality, and I definitely see the Z-Way in the her physical appearance. She looks like she is related to Z-Way. Yeah. When you said, I was like, "Oh, I see it." Yes, it made perfect sense. So yeah, I'm nervous for Tiffany, but I'm excited for Tiffany. I don't know how they will view her free, artistic, vibe that she likes, that she gives off. If she's not as competitive, I don't want them to think of her as the weak link of the tribe. I need her to be someone of value to other people, but I'm excited. I don't want them to do her like they did Moriah. I don't want her to give the Moriah treatment because that bothers me still. I'm excited though for her. I can't. She was another one who, once the cast was dropped, I saw her a lot on my timeline, and so I was very excited to see what she was all about. So I'm excited about her. I am very excited about her. A little nervy, but excited.
I was going to say there's also a Moriah on this season, so I'm also worried for her. Yes.
Tim.
Let's move to Tim, our penultimate person to talk about in our 2-hour cast assessment today. Tim is 31, originally from Arlington, Virginia, currently in Atlanta, Georgia, as a college coach.
Which college?
So I was about to say Rice. I don't know what college. I don't think that was specified in anything that I saw from him. Okay. Is Rice University in Atlanta? I don't know. No. Anyway, 3 of his favorite hobbies: dating my wife, which is apparently a hobby now, watching Survivor and the Peaky Blinders, and exercising daily, physically and emotionally. 3 adjectives that would best describe him are goal-oriented, which is hyphenated, I will have everyone know. Charismatic team player, which is not hyphenated. And strategic thinker, which is also not hyphenated. So, do these Survivor players know what adjectives are? That is my question, personally. But his friends would describe him as, quote, God's child. Tim is incredibly uplifting, a good listener, and a great friend to have. Tim is always down for a good time. Something we would never know from looking at him. I've had 2 eye incidents during my lifetime. During my childhood, I got a metal hanger stuck in my eye after jumping off a table. Everything's fine. I live to see another day. Years later, after watching my aunt administer eye drops, I too gave it a try. However, I picked up the nail glue instead of the clear eyes. I glued my left eye shut, which remained closed for 2 weeks. The doctor said it would dissolve and open eventually. Everything's fine. I lived to see another day.
Oh my God.
And as if things needed to get even wilder in this bio for Tim Spicer, the former Survivor contestant that he would most play like is Shamar Thomas from Survivor Caramoan, which might be the single most obscure Survivor player reference that I've ever seen.
He's a fan.
He is a fan.
He's a fan.
If you're bringing up Shamar...
Wow.
Oh my goodness. He is a trip. He also talked about, I think he grew up as a swimmer, and his nicknames were Tim Swims and Speedo Spice, which I think
That's
is
my
very
favorite Spice Girl. Speedo
oh my
Spice.
God, me too. He talked about going to Spelman College and meeting his wife in a class and passing her notes during that class. And that's how they met, which I also think is very, very sweet. David.
I liked him. He's a likable guy for sure. I am concerned about Shamar being playing like Shamar because Shamar certainly didn't play the best game I've ever seen on Survivor. It was kind of rough. He definitely did not win friends and influence people. But I think Tim has a personality much better suited for Survivor. He seems like a very driven guy. I hope he's a big fan. It sounds like he watches a lot. One thing that I thought was interesting listening to an interview was, I guess Obama was coming to his school. I don't know if it was high school or college, but they needed to find somebody to introduce Obama. And there were several candidates to do it, but he was very determined. He wanted to be the person to do it. He had a whole campaign, and eventually he was selected, even above people who had like better grades or like were doing better in school than him. And so he got to introduce Obama, which is extremely cool. So if he has that drive, I would love to see how it's translated into Survivor.
Seems like he can talk his way into anything or out of anything. So I think that is something that could help in this game. So I hope if he brings that to that kind of determination and that kind of philosophy into the game, might work for him. I can't wait to see what he does. And you know I'm rooting for you, Tim. Work. You live right next door. Period.
Right, I was gonna say very, very close.
Very close.
We got 2 people from Mississippi and 1 person from Atlanta. So you know,
2 hours.
We're dancing around. Well, the last person to come from Alabama to be on Survivor was not my favorite person. So you know what? That's
the dude from Marianne season, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
Jonathan.
He wasn't that bad to the end. He ain't get that bad to me to the end. So I was like, but all right.
My favorite part of that entire exchange just now is that when you went to ask that question about Jonathan, you froze for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And so you were just like, ah. And it was a lovely interaction there. Anyway.
Venus.
I'm very excited to bring back my Venus. Not to be confused with despite both being Canadian, not to be confused with the winner of Canada's Drag Race. Venus.
That's like you said, Venus. Because that was her song.
She's got it. Yes, baby, she's got it.
Venus's song.
I know what you're saying.
When I do a Drag Race reference, you don't
I fully got it, and I'm acknowledging it. I also went with the other 2 songs that have Venus in the title.
Lady Gaga.
I'm going with you on this song journey about Venus, Lana.
Okay.
I'm with you. I'm not against you here.
Okay.
But this is Venus. She is 24, originally from Hill, Ontario, currently in Toronto, Ontario. So she is if you count Jess, then she is the second one, but she is the only person on this cast currently living in Canada. So thank you for casting a Canadian. We only get really 1 a season anymore, but thank you for casting 1. And she's a data analyst. 3 of her favorite hobbies: playing poker, creative writing, and making short films. And she also adds, this is going to sound weird as hell, but cleaning is one of my favorite hobbies. I don't care if it's not considered one. It brings me so much peace and clarity. Yes, I am a clean freak. She's not going to do well on that island. But 3 adjectives to describe her are passionate, persistent, and sassy. She said her friends would describe her as someone with a really tough exterior, think Regina George, but a secret softie. I'm actually a crybaby under my tough girl facade, and I'm very emotional and empathetic to the tiniest of things. Something we would never know from looking at her: she's very observant and can see right through people's facades. The threshold to earn her trust is quite high, but she becomes fast friends with the few people who meet it. She can tell when someone is authentic and on the same wavelength as her, and quickly become thick as thieves with them. And the past survivors she would most play like, it took until the end of the video alphabetically, but she was the one person to say Cerie Fields on this cast, and also Parvati. She also talked about growing up in a very conservative and traditional household. Her parents emigrated to Canada from Iran when she was 20 weeks old, I think she said. And so that kind of influences the way that she looks at the world and looks at relationships with people. And her goal, because of what her parents have done and like her upbringing, her goal is to work in immigration law, which is lovely.
Mother is mother in this cast photo. I'm just saying.
This is by far the best cast photo of all of them. And there's some damn good cast photos.
She eating this up. I'm like, all right, work. But
come on,
she's somebody. I know, right? I'm excited for her, but I'm nervous for her because I don't want them to look at her as the smallest, petitest, not being able to contribute much in the challenge. I hope she is able to do that. I think she probably could. I just don't want people to look past her. I'm excited for her. Something about her. She's giving me some like, I don't know. She's very an actress I'm seeing, but like I'm trying to figure out who that is. But go ahead.
Yes, she's another one that stood out to me in the preview that we got at the end of Survivor 45. She says, "I want to be the first Persian winner of Survivor." And speaking of very underrepresented demographics, it's hard to think of hardly any Persian or Middle Eastern contestants who have been on Survivor. The first one was Shireen in Survivor 30. It took 30 seasons to have a Middle Eastern contestant, and it took
another 16 for them to cast another one.
I'm not going to say that. There might be somebody else in there. I feel like
I can't think of anyone else offhand.
I cannot remember her name, but I think there was somebody on Survivor 39 that was, I can't remember her name. Oh, what is her name? She made it pretty far. Oh,
I'm going to look it up for you while you continue talking about Venus.
I hope that she is not seen as too small by her tribe. She kind of reminds me, just at first glance, she reminds me of Justine from Survivor 43, who was voted out second. It starts with a K, Logan.
Karishma?
Karishma, yes. She might be Indian.
I believe she's Indian.
Okay. Yeah.
If you had said K, I would have said Karishma, because Karishma is one of the only people I remember from that season.
Right.
She's the first Indian American castaway. So yeah, she's Indian.
Okay.
It took 39 seasons for them to cast an Indian person. Oh Lord Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty crazy. We did have Sri Lankan representation, which is like cousins of India. But I think Venus is somebody, if she can survive a few early tribal councils, I think she has winner upside, honestly.
Yeah, I like her a lot. I think she has the energy it takes. I agree with you, David. I just think she needs to make it past the first couple of tribal councils, whether it's not being voted out or her tribe winning immunity, because I think based on the way that she says she talks about making relationships with people, I don't think she's going to be someone that in those first couple of days really get solid foundational relationships with people. And I think it's going to take a little bit of time for people to for Venus to acclimate with the other people on her tribe, and for the vice versa situation as well. I'm hopeful because I really like what I see from her so far strategically. I'm a little worried for the beginning part of the game.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I agree with that. I'm nervous for her. I want her to get past that upswing, but I'm nervous.
Yeah.
But I like her.
So I like her a lot. So that's everyone. I wanted to throw in the tribe photos because they're actually pretty good tribe photos for this season. But we have all secondary color tribe colors this season, which I like. We've got green, orange, and purple. On the purple Yanu tribe, we have Bhanu, Jelinsky, Jess, Kenzie, Q, and Tiffany. I think it's an interesting bunch of people.
I like them.
I like them too. There's no one I dislike. There's no one I inherently dislike overall in this cast right now. So no. We've got our Green Siga tribe, which is Tim, Moriah, Maria, Jem, Charlie, and Ben. This tribe has a lot of strong personalities that I think could clash. And I'm intrigued to see if they will.
I hate to say it, but if there is a tribe that had to lose a few times early on, I wouldn't be too mad if it's this tribe.
I agree.
And I still like everybody to a degree.
There's 2 people on this tribe that I really like, and 4 people that I'm like, sure. So I think I might agree with you, David. I'm like, if a tribe needs to lose a couple people, I don't know.
But protect this tribe at all costs.
Protect Rami at all
circle,
costs.
My hand long.
Prayer circle.
I got you. I got you. Okay. I got you. It's very difficult being in a column like we are currently. Protect Nami at all costs, which is Hunter, Liz, Randen, Soda, Tevin, and Venus.
Yes. Protect this tribe.
Protect Nami at all costs.
Now watch,
please.
Watch, because we want them to do so
well.
well.
They're going to lose the first challenge.
Honestly, they're the tribe that I'm most worried for physically.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh,
yeah. Hunter, baby, I'm going to need you to put in. I'm going to need you to put in some work.
It's going to be hard to vote out Hunter if you're on this tribe. Like, because there's not a lot of wiggle room. He's clearly the most physical person. So like, we can't get rid of him yet.
But, well, that is that. Do you want to do the world's fastest draft, everyone?
Absolutely.
Great. I have not randomized our list 46 times because I didn't want to do that. But I have randomized our list 1 time.
Okay.
And I can confirm to you all that the draft order for Survivor 46 will be Lana, David, Logan. So, Lana.
Soda.
I knew that was coming, but I didn't want to.
I think I am gonna take a risk, and I'm gonna go with Venus.
Damn you! Okay, fine. I'm fine. Everything is fine. I'm fine.
You get 2 people.
Okay. I know. Okay. Oh boy. I'm gonna go with Jem.
Who?
I think Jem.
Jem. Okay.
Jem, not with the holograms. And who did I like? Oh no. I'm gonna take a risk. I want Tiffany. I'm taking a risk.
Okay, I'm also taking what I think is a risk, but I wouldn't have thought that 10 seasons ago. Hunter.
I was gonna pick him. I was actually, he was my next choice.
Yeah.
All right.
Give me Q.
Oh, damn you! He was my next choice.
Another. Q was also my next choice.
Oh, I do get another. Give me. You know what? I'm gonna take my risk. Give me Kenzie.
Oh,
damn you!
You made me nervous there for a second because I thought you were gonna take Tevin.
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna scream, cry, and throw up. Those were literally my next 3 picks. Okay. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take Bhanu.
Yeah.
And I'm going to believe in the heart of the Swifties, and I'm taking Charlie.
Okay. Then I am going to take... Ooh, this is getting tough. I think I'm going to go with... I'm going to go with Liz.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Which one is Charlie?
Charlie's taken. He's right there by Soda and Q.
Yeah, Soda and Q.
Soda and Q. That's what I thought. That's like, which one is that Charlie?
You have everyone that's left, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, I got him. I was just making sure.
We're all separately keeping track of who's left. That's what whiteboard. Don't do it, Lana. Don't do it, Lana.
I'm thinking.
These are your last 2 picks, also.
Oh, okay. Oh, these are my last 2 picks, aren't they?
Yep.
Me.
They sure are.
Are they?
Yes, because then it goes to you, then it goes to me for 2, then it goes back to you, David, and then Lana gets whoever's left over.
Oh, yeah. She still gets a person.
Yeah.
She gets a person. She doesn't get to pick.
No, I get it.
You get to pick who that person is,
Right.
actually, David.
I'm going to go with Miss Chong.
Damn you! I'm so upset.
Jenny Chong. Is
Jess.
Jess Chong.
You don't even know her name.
No, I knew it was Chong. And I knew I wanted her. And I got her. So Jess Chong.
Lana has taken literally all of my draft picks. I would just like to make that known that like all of my picks are Lana's picks.
And I'm going to go with I don't know, because I don't want it to be too many people on the same tribe.
Well, it only takes one person winning.
I know, but I'm looking. Ooh.
Oh, I'm good. Never mind.
You know what? I'm taking Tim. I'm gonna take Tim.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take.
Well, Tim. I'm gonna be strategic here and take the one that of the 2 people that I want, the one that I think Logan is more likely to pick, and that is Moriah.
Oh, not who I was gonna pick.
Okay, so I've got both of the doppelgangers on my team.
You sure did. Okay, I think I'm gonna think strategically here for a second, and I also didn't look at tribe designation, which worries me a little bit. But it doesn't matter anymore because I've only been pulling from 2 tribes so far. So I'm going to take Randen.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was looking at.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm going to believe. I'm going to believe in the mother coach. And I'm taking Moriah.
Okay, my strategy paid off, and I am able to pick Ben.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick David. That's what I wanted.
Yeah. Okay, well, then we all got satisfied with the last few picks there, I guess.
Except that Lana picked my first 4 picks, but it's fine.
With the last few picks.
Sure. So, Team Lana is Soda, Q, Kenzie, Jess, Tim, and Jelinsky.
Good team.
I think that's a really solid team. Team David is Venus, Hunter, Tevin, Liz, Moriah, and Ben. And Team Logan is Jem, Tiffany, Bhanu, Charlie, Randen, and Moriah.
Good. Okay. I am sorry to all that I picked because I have not been doing well in these drafts. Everybody who I picked ends up losing, so I'm sorry.
Not bad. I really have, like, I think my entire team is a team of wild cards.
Yeah, I think you went out on a limb on a few of those picks.
I know the Tiffany pick early was a wild card pick, but I don't know. There's something about her that I like. Well, that is that.
Yeah.
We will be back shortly after the premiere of Survivor 46. I don't remember when that is. Hold on.
It's the 28th of February.
Shortly after the 28th of February, to talk about the premiere of Survivor 46. Is it a
premiere?
2-hour premiere? It's 2-hour episodes all season, isn't it?
No, the first 2 episodes are 2 hours. Everything else will be 90 minutes until the finale.
I'll take that. Hey, I'll take that. We're getting 90 minutes of Survivor, and we're getting 90-minute Amazing Races. So, hey, I'm happy. Thank you, CBS. Thank you very much. So, let us know down in the comments below, who are you rooting for on the season, and which draft team are you rooting for? Let's go with that, too. Why not? Thank you for joining us. Make sure to subscribe to the channel here if you haven't already. If you've made it through 2 hours and 21 minutes of us talking, then clearly you're incredibly entertained by us, and you should just subscribe. And we greatly appreciate it. Make sure to like the video as well. Hit all the buttons except for the dislike. And if you hit that, hit it twice. We've got 2 other channels as well with Almost All Things Drag and Almost All Things Eurovision Song Contest. So make sure to go check those out. If you would like to become a member of the Cup and join the tea room, go hit the join button available on our main channel or go to Patreon. Same content, different platform. Both of those links will be down in the description below. And while you're down in the description below, you can go follow our socials as well at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You could go follow the 3 of us on social media as well. And you can go get your merch, including but not limited to Cup mug down below as well. And with all that being said, cheers. 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 Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boy.
Bye.
Da, 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 da.